welcome to West Virginia. My name is Cheryl and this is my channel, Tranquil Stitches. Today is Sunday, July 29th, 2018, and this is my FlossTube episode 17. If you're new, welcome, and if you're returning, welcome back. Thank you for coming and spending some time with me. I appreciate you. Not much to say about this past week. It was pretty uneventful. We had a good quiet day, week with some mild weather, and we did go pick the last of the summer blackberries. We found about a gallon, I think. What hadn't been picked, they're dried up bushes and the birds had gotten to them, and so they're a little slim right now. There's lots of red berries still out there, but they've not turned yet. But I think by the time they turn, they'll probably be dried up. So we just got about a gallon, and I put them in the freezer, and I'm hoping they'll last until the winter. That's what I'm hopeful. I hope I can go in November and December and have some blackberries. We'll see. But that was fun, just getting out in the mountains and enjoying it. And we always like taking the new roads. There's tons and tons of little hollers and little roads, off roads that you can take, and you don't know where you're going to come out, but when you get to the end of it, you know where you are. So that's wonderful about living in the mountains. Just love the fresh air and the views, and it was just a wonderful day. And I've got some pictures at the end of our slideshow of our day, so if you want to stick around and watch those. And speaking of slideshow, I'm glad you enjoyed the hummingbirds last week. The feeders are our neighbors, and she put them near our fence so that we could enjoy them as well. Sophie gets a kick out of them. She lays up in the window, and they'll tease her. They'll dart up to the window, and the neighbor said she enjoys watching Sophie because her head will go like this as she's watching the hummingbirds, and they tease her. They do, and she'll sit there and chatter and talk to them, but we really enjoy the hummingbirds. There's swarms of them. And if you didn't watch that video all the way to the end, there were additional pictures. I caught a bee busy in a flower gathering the pollen, and I thought those were really cool to see with the pollen on its little legs. And so I enjoy taking those pictures and sharing them with you every week. So let's take care of some old business, shall we? We've got a mascot to name, don't we? I absolutely enjoyed all of your comments this week, and I had asked you to vote for his name, and we had a very close race between two of the names. And Cletus and Chester were the two that were neck and neck up until the very end. And when I double checked everything right before I started recording, and I'd like you to meet our Tranquil Stitches mascot, Chester T. Stitches. I feel like there should be some music or something. There should be. But his name is Chester, and I thought Shirley had suggested T, and then as his middle initial, and then Stitches. So his name's Chester T. Stitches. Get it? T. Stitches, Tranquil Stitches. Too perfect. So Mr. Chester will take his place of honor behind me on the wall. I'm not going to guarantee that when I have company I'll take him down, because that's just going to not be easy to explain. But during our videos, he'll be there for you to have something else to look at every week. So Chester T. Stitches, our Tranquil Stitches mascot. Thank you guys. That was a lot of fun. Like I said, I really enjoyed reading your comments and tallying your votes, and everybody jumped in and participated, and that's the fun of this for me anyway. I enjoy you all interacting with me and getting to know you. Okay, a little bit more old business. I had some keychains that I wanted to pass along for the QR codes that I showed you last week. And several of you were interested in these, and I put everybody's name down and numbered them, and then did a random number generator, And the first one will go to Jill F. And she said she would stitch one for her daughter and put in the QR code, "I love you." That was really sweet. And the second one will go to Jen of Jen's Stitching Niche. She said she would stitch one for her husband and also put a Star Trek quote in there because he's also a Trekkie. So that's really cool. And the third one the third winner was Betty. And Betty said she would stitch one for her son and she would put "You Are My Sunshine" in the QR code for him. Betty, I absolutely adore that song, and I sing that song. I still do. My daughter's 20 years old, and I started singing that song to her when she was a baby, and I have sang it ever since. I've got a pillow with "You Are My Sunshine" written on it that I enjoy, and so that's one of my favorite songs too. So I think that's a really neat quote to put in there. So that was fun as well. Thank you all, and I'm so glad that so many of you were interested in stitching those QR codes. They really do make a neat little gift to pass along to somebody. So and if you do stitch them and you give them, let me know. Let me know how it goes over. Okay. I had three charts that I rehomed, and what I did again was I took them first come first serve. So whoever asked for it first, I did rehome those, and I'm hopeful to have some more. Another new thing I'd like to start is, I know if you're on FlossTube, you know about the Emily C tag, and I think that's a lot of fun. But what I'd like to just put a different twist on it, because you all get to know through that tag. You all get to know the FlossTuber more, but there's really not much of an interaction with the subscribers, and that's what I'm interested in. I'm interested in getting to know you as well. So what I'd like to do is start a question of the week, and I thought I'd just come up with just a random question, and I would answer it, and then I would ask you if you want to answer the question. And you know, there's not going to be any personal information or anything like in there, just personal preferences and things that you like, and things, you know, I don't want you putting any answers to your password questions out there. So I just thought I'd come up with some questions and ask them every week. And if you feel like participating, just write it in your comment and answer the question, and that way I can get to know you a little better too. Some of you I've really gotten to know, and it's a lot of fun, because if I see something out and I go, "Oh, I know such and such likes that." I mean, you know, that's what a rack is, you know. I mean, you never know. And somebody may read your comment and go, "You know, I've got that chart, or I've got something that she might like," and she may reach out to you, or you know, I mean, it's just, we're a community, and it's not just for FlossTubers. So my question this week to you is, and I think it's a fun one: if you had to be trapped for 1 month in a TV show, which TV show would you be trapped in? Which would you choose to be trapped in? And I've given it a lot of thought, and for me, my choice would be Happy Days, with the Fonz and the Cunninghams. And I always thought that I should have been born to be a teenager or a young adult in that era. I really think that I'm misplaced in the era that I'm living in. I think I should have been, you know, I should have been a part of that. I love the innocence of that era, the 50s, and the way, you know, the poodle skirts and the Al's drive-ins and the simpler times, and just being family oriented. And I just think that would have been a really wonderful time to be a young adult or a teenager. And so I would choose Happy Days. So let me know what you would choose. Which TV show? I thought about everything from Little House on the Prairie all the way to Star Trek. I mean, the whole gamut. But I think the 50s. I think Happy Days, and that's where I want to be. So let me know what you think. Flipping the list here. Favorite finds this week. I have, you know from visiting with me how big of a proponent I am about journaling. And I found something this week that kind of goes along with that I wanted to share with you. I love any kind of ephemera. I love any vintage postcards, vintage greeting cards, vintage stationery, playbills, things like that. Anything that is tangible that I can hold in my hand and that is, you know, just something that's disappearing every day. You know, they don't even teach cursive writing in school anymore. They're not teaching our children to write. It's like it's kind of like our humanity's disappearing. You know, everything's digital. Everything you know, they're teaching our kids to type and to print, and you know, there's just something beautiful about the cursive writing and the personal touch, and nobody writes the same. And I just feel like we're losing that. And so anytime that I find vintage cards, and I found a bunch of them this week, and I'm going to hang on to some of them to preserve them. But you know, as with ephemera, it's temporary. It's to be used. It's supposed to be used, and once it's used, it's gone. And these things are so precious now, and when you use them, you know, I'm going to save some of them, but then I'm going to use some of them as well. And I wanted to show you these wonderful vintage cards that I found this week. Look at that. This one's thank you. And they're not folded, but this one's blank inside. And then I have this one. It says congratulations, and it's also blank inside. Look how pretty. Just, you know, and I don't think they make cards like this anymore. There's pretty cards out there, but just not, they're just not the same. This one's Get Well. Isn't that beautiful? I remember when people sent Get Well cards, don't you? People used to send Get Well cards. I mean, I know we still wish each other to get well, you know, on Facebook or, you know, whatever, but hoping it won't be long until you're well again, it says inside. And then, love this one. Look. Isn't that beautiful? And on the inside, it's got the space for you to write here, but there's a whole paragraph about the county fair. They're really neat. I love that one. And I love this one too. Look at this. Happy anniversary. We used to send anniversary cards. You know, do you remember? We used to send anniversary cards. Not just birthday, you know. And I have to read you what this one says inside. And you know, I just realized I don't have my glasses, but it says, lovebirds love each other. See how much he needs her? Works to meet and feed her, caring for each other. Hear them sing together. Unmindful of the weather, they'll always love each other. Isn't that sweet? And I also found about 15 of these. These are greeting cards, Christmas cards, to wish you a happy holiday season and a wonderful new year. But there's a little sticker right there. You peel that off and stick a picture on there. But I think I'm going to use them to stick cross stitch on there. Isn't that neat? They came with I've got 15 cards and 15 envelopes. Awesomeness, huh? Too cool. Speaking of Christmas cards, that's another thing that's fallen by the wayside. I love to send Christmas cards. I sent out probably 25 cards last year and got like 4 back. People aren't doing it anymore. They're sending e-cards, or they're just not bothering, you know. And I think that's sad. And I would like to say that if any of you want to exchange Christmas cards this year with me, let's do that. Send me an email, and my email will be below. Send me an email with your address if you want to send exchange Christmas cards. I would absolutely love to do that. I remember when we had the Tranquil Stitches message board, we had a Christmas card exchange, and we all exchanged Christmas cards. And my door was complete. I put them around the door face and around the door. but it was completely full, and there was so much joy just looking at that throughout the season. So if you want to exchange Christmas cards with me in December, send me an email with your address, and let's do that, okay? I would really like that. Okay, moving on to some stitching. I worked a little bit more on Bent Creek's Winter Knocker. That's what it's going to look like. No, I'm really close, you know. I'm really close. I got his scarf put on, his face and his buttons, and I got welcome. And I got his arms put on and the tree trunk. But do not have much more to go up to get him done. So maybe if I can focus this week, who knows. Okay, and then I also worked some on my Monopoly, and I found somebody on Instagram who's doing this too. So Pattern Whisperer, yeah, she tagged me in an Instagram post for the lady who is Amber in Stitches, I think it is, who's stitching this. And she said, Cheryl, have you seen this? And I was like, no. So we kind of, the gal who's talking, stitching this, we kind of talked. But I got a little bit more done. She was talking about how her dude in jail looks, you know, kind of freaky, and he does. He looks freaky, but he looks freaky on the game board too. So, but I got 3 more. I got St. Charles States in Virginia. And then I got the bulb for Electric Company stitched, and then I got Pennsylvania started. So this evening I'll be finishing Pennsylvania and then back stitching these 2. And then I'll have 5 more done. So, and in case you didn't go back, if you're new, you didn't go back and look at my videos, you see this? This is Pinot Noir. And I'm going to tell you something about that in a few minutes. That's, yeah. I had a little wine mishap. But, this is the way it's looking so far. So, definitely making progress. And my middle son, I still haven't told my oldest son about this FlossTube. I still haven't told him. He don't know. He has no clue I'm even doing these. And I feel bad. You know, I feel bad that the other 2 are in on it and he's not. And, but I'm not going to give this to him till Christmas, so he can't. He can't. I hope he doesn't find it, but he's not so far. But I've let it slip a couple times, and he's just not, when I've talked to him, but he you know, said something about my videos, but he's not asked any questions, so he just figured I'm rambling or something like y'all, you know, because I do that. But my middle son, I've already talked to him, and he's going to build the box. He's going to build the box, and we're going to let it be from both of us. So when I finish it, he's I'm going to give him, well, I'm giving him dimensions, and he's going to work on the box for it. So I'm excited about that. Have you guys seen the cross stitch cookies? I was on FlossTube, and that popped up in my feed on YouTube. Let me put a picture in right here. Aren't those pretty? Do you know they actually take icing and make the fabric and lay it on the cookies and then put little dollops of icing in there like little stitches? And I'll link the video below if you want to look, if you want to watch that. It's the neatest thing. They actually do look like cross stitch. They made it look so vintagey though, like, you know, like it's a granny thing. But they really are beautiful. I can't imagine putting that much work in a cookie and then just gone, you know. It's crazy. But the link will be below for that. Please let me know in the comments or email me, because my email shows up at the top, right under the picture, that the picture box that the video's in. If you have any trouble finding where I'm saying I'll put the link below, because I understand from other people that that some people aren't finding where the links are in the description box. So if you have any trouble at all finding those, leave me a comment and I'll help you try to find, you know, because there's a little arrow that you click that says show more. You click that arrow and then the whole box opens up and there's all the links that are in the show notes to all of the FlossTubers videos, if you didn't know that. So just let me know if you have any trouble at all finding my links, okay? Because I want to put links so that you can just click it and go. You don't have to copy and paste, and you know. So I've got a couple shout outs. I'm better with the ums, but Becky has a floss tube. Becky is my friend. We did a barter together. She and I have conversed back and forth on Messenger. She's a sweetheart. She put a video out the first part of last week, chickened out, left it up overnight, chickened out, and took it back down. I was like, Becky, what'd you do? And she's not, I just couldn't do it. I just couldn't do it. Well, a few days later, she messaged me and she said, okay, I'm going to do this. I want to do this. And so she put another video out there. And she is extremely nervous. But she is just a sweetheart. And if you would go over and show her a little love and visit with her. Her channel name is the Stitchin' Hutch. And Stitchin', no G, Stitchin', the Stitchin' Hutch, and she lives in Arizona, and we've been talking about the heat. I can't, she sends me screenshots of her temperatures outside. No, thank you. No, thank you. You guys go on with yourselves, but no. It's been hot enough here being 90 degrees. That's my max. But anyway, go over and check Becky out. She will be linked below. And also, I'm late to the party on this lady. I found Carrie in Stitches and her sweet little daughter Lottie. They are in Worcester, England. I've watched a couple of her videos and I'm definitely going to be going back and watching more because she is absolutely a joy. She, the most recent video, I think, she's sitting in her garden and her daughter is helping her film, and she's in the background. You don't see her, you just hear her. Sweet, oh my gosh. Sweet the way they interact with each other, and that accent, you know, that British. I could just sit and listen. I'm just like, I could listen all day long to them talk. You know, so it's her name is Carrie, and her channel is Carrie in Stitches. So go check her out as well. She's below. Okay, retail therapy. I'm moving on here. I'm trying to keep this one short. Retail therapy. I got a couple things this week that I wanted to share with you. Went back to Rochelle at the Cottage Needle. Can't stay away from that place. Her shop is called the Candy Shop for Stitchers. It's a candy shop. It's like looking at candy. I like candy, but I got some more of these Stitchy Pops. Have you tried these? I know several of you have said you have. If you have, I'd like to know what you think about them, because everybody I've talked to that has tried them loves them. So I'm just curious. Rochelle has them in her shop, the Cottage Needle, and you know, like I said, I'm kind of partial to her, you know, because that's where I got mine. So I got a couple more needles. I want to lay in this stuff. It's my first Lady Dot Creations trim. Oh, this stuff. You know, I couldn't choose between, it was hard to choose between the chenille and the pom-poms. I'm going to get to pom-poms next. This is hand-dyed. Yeah, this is, I need more, and I'm going to get more. And she sent me Peter Rabbit Needleminder. Look at him. Look at him. His little pipe. Too much. Too much. Thank you, Rochelle. I'll be back to the candy shop soon. And also, I absolutely adore Jen. Jen's Stitching Niche. Adore her. She has, if you haven't heard, she has 3, well, crinkle, crinkle, exclusive to her shop gassed threads. Looky, looky, looky. Lighting's not too good today. But had to have them. These, you can only get these through Jen. I'll show y'all something. Okay. The gray brown is called, I have no idea, Barnfelder. That's what that one is called. And the red brown is called Rhode Island Red. This one, I gotta show y'all this. Jen, I'm sorry, but it's too funny. I gotta share this. Okay. Now, now look at what this gold is called. You see that? Look here. I did not see Buff Orpington. I did not see Buff. I saw something else. Yeah. Jen. I died laughing. I went. I was like, too funny. They sent me a freebie too. Too funny, Jen. That was hysterical. That made my day. That absolutely made my day. I laughed for 10 minutes on. I bet I laughed for 10 minutes about that. Anyway, see where my mind goes. I'm not going to put those back in there. I'm going to put them away anyway. Okay. What else I got? Oh, you know, okay. My sister messages me one night and she says, go to my friend's Facebook page and watch her live video. Well, you know, I'm late to this too. You know, I've seen those live videos on Facebook before. People selling the opening the clams or oysters, and you know, having the pearls. You can buy an oyster or whatever. And I've seen the jewelry, you know, and all these live videos. But I've just never known anybody who was doing it, and I didn't have a personal connection to it. My sister said, go over and watch my friend's live and see, you know, see what she's doing. So I went over there, and it was fun. It was a fun evening because she and I we messaged each other back and forth and about what we saw and what she was selling, and then that was fun, and I could see her commenting and what she bought, and you know, so I said, well, you know what, I'm going to do this, and I'm just going to check this out. It's Paparazzi. I know you've all heard about this, but look how pretty. Look how pretty those are. They're like moonstones. See how pretty? See how and the necklace to match. Look how pretty. Isn't that gorgeous? $5. This stuff is $5. Now, I don't wear jewelry. I don't. I wear my wedding rings, and I've got a couple special necklaces that I wear if I go out somewhere, but I'm not a jewelry person. And I was watching that video and I thought, you know what, I don't know why. You know, I don't know why I can't have, you know, something pretty to wear if I go out or with my husband on our little adventures or whatever. And not invest, you know, a lot of money. I just never have been in, you know, a big jewelry person. But I think I might be getting a little bit, some more of this, because I just, you know, and the smaller the better. I like little things. I don't like big things. When I do wear something, it's small. And so I just thought that was the neatest thing. Okay, moving on. I got some gifts this week, and I'm overwhelmed. I never have been one to accept gifts easily. You know, my mother, my grandmother, everybody's told me over the years, just stop, you know, that's just, and then Virginia, the same thing, stop it, just accept it, and you know, enjoy that somebody thinks enough of you and wants to give you something. And I'm working on that. I am, but it still overwhelms me, and I have to get it out of my head. You know, why in the world would they be that, you know? So, but I got a bunch of gifts this week from some people who are very special to me, and I really I appreciate everything. But let me show you what I got. Okay, I did a barter with Becky, like I said, and in my barter box that she sent her part of the trade, she sent me a card, and this little note says, "This package is for you, the rest is our trade." And I thought, what in the world is this girl done, you know? And she sends me a sweet little card. And she included, and she starts off with, "Thanks so much for putting up with me for the past couple of weeks." Because she was asking questions, and Becky, I don't put up with you. I love you. But so sweet, sweet. She sent me, isn't that adorable? And you push his nose and his tail goes back in. I showed this to my husband, and being the nut that he is, he took this thing and he looked at this and he said, "All right, fellas, let's get to work on this floor." He was just standing there, and he said, he was acting like the fellas were talking back to him and saying, "Just let us handle this. You just take your little kitty cat and go on." He was so funny. He said, "All right, fellas, let's get this floor laid." This is absolutely adorable. I can't even stand it. I can't even stand it. I have a cow one somewhere that is tail, but this is just too much. This is too much. And she sent me this. I want y'all to look how pretty. Look how pretty. Yeah. Absolutely gorgeous. This is me. This is so me. This is so me. So I'm gonna make myself a beautiful bag out of that. I can't wait. Thank you, Becky. Thank you so much. I appreciate it more than you know. And so I showed you the wine stain on the Monopoly. Well, I go to the post office one day, and the postmaster hands me this box, and this box is like caved in, and it's like, it looks like it's just been run over by a UPS truck. It's just, or USPS, right, truck. And I was like, what in the world? I wasn't expecting anything, and I looked at it, and it said, well, I seen the name, and I knew it was from Jeannie, my friend, my co-hostess, and my friend Jeannie Schwartz. And I thought, what in the world has Jeannie sent me? And then my concern was the shape of the box, and I went, oh my gosh. So I took it out in the parking lot, and I opened it in the parking lot in case I needed to go back in and say, what'd y'all do to this stuff, you know. So I opened this box, and I immediately just started laughing. Sweet little card, look at there. And it says, I was out shopping the other day and saw this and thought of you. Now how sweet. And I just absolutely busted out laughing. Jeannie sent me a wine sippy cup. She sent me a wine sippy cup. And the note says, it goes on to say, hopefully this will help keep accidental spills off of your beautiful stitching. It's a sippy cup. Y'all. I took this back into the post office and I showed it to the postmaster and I said, I want you to look. I said, look what she sent me. And she just was like, I can't stand it. That's so cute. But, you know, it's a sippy cup. Thank you, Jeannie. You know, that is, I can't even with that cup. I'm going to use that when I stitch. I'm going to use that. Yeah, that's going to happen. Because I can't be trusted. And also, my sweet friend Amy, who is also my co-hostess for the Hawker and Hollow Stitch Along. Amy loves totes, my sweet Amy. She sent me a present too, totally unexpected, out the blue. And on my envelope was this, and I saved it because I'm putting it in my journal. And this. She's got a trademark. She's definitely got a trademark. She sent me a frog. I mean, it's like, it's raised up off of there. I mean, it's like a puffy sticker. And a sweet little card with stamped a frog on it. Thank you for being my stitchy friend. Okay, so I was watching her last video and she showed this. Y'all remember when she showed this? She sent this to me. She stitched this for me. My sweet friend. I remember her showing this on her video. I do. I opened that. I was like, no way does she send sheep. It is too sweet. I love it. And she's also letting me borrow her Colonial Gathering Club exclusives. I'm going to be stitching Mount Vernon. Thank you, Amy. Thank you. I absolutely adore it, and I will cherish it. BFF sent me some fabric, and she's stuck some stuff in there too, and she sent her husband to the Dollar Tree, and he come back he got us some grime guards. If you haven't seen my video, these are at the Dollar Tree, and they're steering wheel covers, and they are absolutely perfect grime guards. Put on your Q-snaps for $1. But she sent me these two, and they're so fun. Look at that, how fun. This one's tie-dye. Love it, love it. And she sent me some beautiful fabric, and you guys are going to be seeing some of that because there's a lot of it. And I'm going to make the two of us a bag, and I'll probably be sharing a couple of those. Oh my goodness. Y'all wait. It's a Halloween fabric. And she also sent me this. Y'all got to see this. Look at this. Look at that turkey. Can you stand that turkey? Yeah. And then I did a barter with Denise, and she stuck a couple extras in her package. Sent me a sweet little card. The best and most beautiful things in the world cannot be seen or even touched. They must be felt with the heart. That's it. And she sent me Roses Are Red by Little House Needleworks and Classic Colorworks. It's one of those collaborations. Isn't that pretty? This will go beautifully with my rose sampler that I finished a few months ago. But I really like this one. It's from 2016. I hadn't ever seen it. But the possibilities are endless for colors. I love that. And she sent me a little bag of beads. I gotta show y'all. Look at that. Look. That's an Aggie. I know Aggies are supposed to be made of stone, but back here we called the big shooter marbles. They were Aggies. They were all Aggies. But this is just beautiful. Big old green. She said, I thought you'd like that, you know, because green's my favorite color. I love that big old green bead. Pretty beads that I use for my pulls. So, thank you, Denise, for that extra. I appreciate it so much. You guys are just, I love y'all. I love y'all. Okay. Speaking of planners, let me show you this right quick. I told you I'd show you my my spreads, my new spreads. This is next week in my Stitchy planner. Oh, went with black and white. And I adore it. So that's the first week. Well, the first is Wednesday. So that's in my stitching planner. And then in my I like the smell of a fresh new month. I did owls in my monthly planner. So much fun. I love the way the owls, they're glittery, like foil. So that's very playful. I love those colors. And I got my my monthly sheet ready for next month. You know, when I showed you that last week, I said it was a weekly, but it's a monthly thing. I don't do that every week. Okay, that's my planners. Now, bags. I got some things to talk to y'all about. First, I did it. I told you I was going to do it. It happened. It happened. Look. I just stuck that one on there. I didn't make one because this is mine. We got coffee. I've got Heartstreak Samplery's coffee bags. Or coffee bags. Coffee sampler. First you drink the coffee. First I drink the coffee, then I do the things, and then I got the part 1 too, I think. So I love this. Thank you, Wendy. Thank you, Wendy. It's so pretty. Okay, I have a couple bags that are up for sale this week. Like I said, you all get first dibs and on my bags, and they're $25 USA only, please. I can't do international shipping. $25, that includes the beaded zipper pull and the shipping. So $25 includes the pull and shipping. And the first one this week, I have one of the chicken bags. There's the pull, and that's the back. And it's a beautiful peachy color. And it's the first one who emails me interest gets them. So that's the way I have to do it. And if there's no interest by Tuesday, they'll go in my Etsy shop, so you can always go over and see if there's anything after Tuesday, if there's anything listed in my Etsy shop. I have one bag left. I have the football bag. That's the only bag that I have left from the last couple weeks. So if you want the football, it's still out there. And then I have this one, which I love. There's the pull on that one. Let's see if I can get it to focus. And there's the fabric. So that one's available as well. I only got 2 available to sell because I've been making some gifts and other things this week. So, but I've got lots of them cut out. I ran out of interfacing. I couldn't make any, so I spent a lot of time this week cutting them out. So I've got a lot. I'll have a lot more next week. And I wanted to talk to you guys real quick. Okay. I have some blooper bags. And you know, none of my bags are perfect. They're not perfect, but they are perfectly fine. Some of them, though, something goes wrong. And I had a couple that went wrong, but they're still usable. There's you know, other than what I point out to you, that's all that's wrong with them. And I can't keep them all. Most of my bags are blooper bags, except for the ones that I've made with special fabric, like my birthday fabric and with special fabric that's been gifted to me, like the coffee. The rest of my bags that I'm using currently are blooper bags. I can't sell them, and I don't want to gift them because there's something wrong with them. There's something went wrong. And I'm sorry about that. I got a phone call I had to take. But what I was thinking is, I was going to put these out on cross stitch barter, but I thought, well, you know, I could do like I'm doing with my bags and offer them to you all first, and you know, with the understanding that they are bloopers, and I could show you what's wrong with them. And if you think they're worth the yard or two of fabric, or you know, some fat quarters for interior fabric, like those little fat quarters you can buy at Walmart, or some charms. You know, for zipper pulls, I need charms. I thought maybe, you know, if anybody would be interested in trading for these bags, we could do that. And I do have bloopers come up every now and then. So when I do have them, I'll put them up. And again, on Tuesday, by Tuesday morning, if there's no interest, I'll just put them out there on the barter group and see if I can barter for them that way. But the first one is this blue. Very pretty, but see this wrinkle? That's all that's wrong with it, is this wrinkle. And see, I can't sell it with that wrinkle. And you know, it's perfectly functional. Everything's fine. The zipper works. Nothing falls out. But you know, it's just that wrinkle, and I didn't notice it until I was sewing the binding on. So that happened, and I already have one like this that's a blooper. So I don't know if it's just this fabric or what it is, but I don't know. And then the other one I made, I was making this for a girl, and I can't send this, so I have this one, and it's these beautiful, I think they're dogwood, I think. It's really pretty. It's got a pretty soft pink interior, and I'll show you what's wrong with this one. I didn't notice it again until I was sewing the binding up, but I apparently, I hope you can see this. See that little tear right there in the vinyl, in the very corner there. Oh, okay, there. See that little tear in the vinyl? I didn't notice it when I was cutting the vinyl. I apparently got a little trigger happy with that rotary cutter and put a little slice in there. The cut is not going anywhere because it's diagonal to the corner, and it's sewn here and it's sewn here. So, and it's going this way. So the cut's not going to get any bigger. It can't. There's nowhere for it to go. So, but I can't sell it, and I don't want to gift it. So, you know, that's all things wrong with that one. It's perfectly fine. It's a beautiful bag. It's just, and these do not come with beaded pulls. I'm not doing beaded pulls for these. But I have these two, and like I said, if you're interested in, now this one's a little heavier fabric, and this one's a little, you know, it's lighter. But if you're interested in either one of these, you know, the first interest that I get emailed, if I get, you know, if you're interested in bartering with me for these two blooper bags, let me know. If not, then on Tuesday I will be putting them out there on the cross stitch barter group. So that's all for the bags this week. And last thing I want to talk to you about, Hawkward and Hollow Stitch Along. It starts October 1st. You can choose any of the 10 Hawkward and Hollow charts that you'd like to stitch, any of them. any fabric, any flosses, just jump in with us. The Jeannie Schwartz and Amy Loves Toads and I are co-hosting the Stitch Along, and we are hosting it on Instagram. The hashtag is hashtag HRHS, starting again, hashtag HRHSAL 2018, hashtag Hawk Run Hollow Stitch Along 2018, HRHSAL 2018. So just post on starting October 1st, post your progress pictures and your starts, and we'll all start together. And if you're already stitching one, go ahead and you can still use that hashtag and show us your progress. Would love to see it. And we have custom Needleminders. Laura at Flying Frog Stitchery on Etsy is making us custom Needleminders. She has Needleminders for all 10 designs that you can choose. You can choose whether to have a button or a cabochon setting, and you can choose one to match what you're stitching. And also Victoria's Creative Crafts, she's making these bigger bags that would be perfect to keep your Hawk Run Hollow BAP fabric and all of your flosses in. They're bigger, and they do hold a 11 by 11 Q-snap. So she has those. Her shop will be linked below. All these, Laura Flying Frog Stitchery will also be linked below. So we are excited about the Stitch Along, and you are more than welcome to join us. We're not going to do a Facebook group. We're just going to do it through Instagram so that everybody can participate, and we'll be using that hashtag. I think all 10 have been represented. Well, I don't think I've seen anybody stitching farms yet, but I think the others, I'm pretty sure all of the others are represented. So that's all I have for you this week, and I meant for this video to be shorter, but I run my mouth too much. And I've got some slideshow for you at the end if you're interested in seeing some pretty pictures. And until next week, happy stitching.